Hello everyone, thanks for pressing play. You are watching a brand new episode of Talking Comics, ExcaliburCCGTV. I am Chris, this is my co-host Randy. We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. You can always find out what's going on with us at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. Thank you to all of our new subscribers. I hope you have enjoyed it so far, and we aim to make it enjoyable for you from here on out. So thank you for the shares, thank you for the subs. We really appreciate it, as well as all of our listeners on iTunes and Stitcher. Thanks for joining, thanks for being a part of this. Guys, we got some awesome stuff to cover this week, but first, special announcement from a man, Randy. Please, sir.
We have a very short amount of time left before the GeekCon is upon us, and one of the things we experienced at the last convention that we had here in town was people asking us, what kind of exclusives do you have for us? At the time we said we don't have anything. You know, what are we supposed to have? We had some shirts, and we still have those shirts that will be available for you. You've seen me wear them, you've seen Chris wear them. I'm sure we've spotlighted the shirts before for you guys. They will still be available. Low prices. I think they're like $10 if they're a larger one. I don't know if it's still $10 or if it's $12, but great price on the shirts. Now we do have an exclusive cover that those of you attending the GeekCon can purchase. Those of you who are not can still go to ExcaliburCCG.com and buy the comic. We have from last week, we talked about the Red Sonja Conan crossover. We have the Excalibur Comics exclusive cover drawn by Fabiano Neve. I don't know how we say the last name there, but awesome cover. And we have right up at the top Excalibur Comics logo showing you, yes, this is Excalibur's exclusive thing. The great thing about this for people who are going to be at the convention, though, is that it happens to be written by Victor Gischler, who is a guest at the convention. So you can buy the comic and then walk over there and get him to sign it. So lots of cool stuff about that. On our website, you can buy it now. It's $9.99 for the comic book. So if you want to support this comic shop, it may not be your local comic shop, but support this comic shop that you listen to every week, then feel free to buy that, or if you want to buy both, there's the shirt that's also available there. Exactly. So lots of cool stuff with that. Neat things.
Yes, very, very cool. $9.99 free shipping in the US. I'll have a link for that down below. You can click on it, go right to that page, and order that exclusive cover if you want. There is a possibility we may have some signed copies for purchase afterwards. After the con.
It should be mentioned, this is limited.
Exactly.
500 copies limited. So really cool.
Very cool. So Chris,
sound like an infomercial.
Tons of people have asked about being able to purchase things from us. I know Chris at We Love Comics has asked. Seth Perry has asked as well. Several other people. So these are some of the things that we're kind of rolling out and having available. And it's just it's super easy to do. And you have your own exclusive cover. And I'm going to also include a link to bleedingcool.com because they did a step-by-step walkthrough of Fabiano creating the cover on their website. So thanks for Bleeding Cool for even for being a syndication partner with us, and also even covering how this cover was even made. So that was really cool.
And we had input throughout the whole process, choosing the artist, kind of giving the design, and him going, okay, this is what I'm envisioning and everything. So it was really cool getting to not just go, hey, we want one, and they go, this is what we got for you.
Right.
It's cool.
Yeah, it's very, very cool. So guys, there we go. Check out the links below for bleedingcool.com and the link for getting your own exclusive cover copy of Red Sonja Conan #1 down below. Moving on, guys, we have several new #1s to tell you about this week. And to start us off, Randy's going to kick it off here.
I don't really need to say what the company is that's doing the first #1 comic because it says it in the name. DC Comics Bombshells #1 finally hits. Yes. They've been featured on variant covers. They have been statues that you can buy in the store. Now they are going to be in their own comic series that's set in World War II. And I don't know if there's going to be an ongoing storyline or what, but this issue I know at least features stories that focus on Batwoman, Supergirl, and Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So cool stuff here. Everybody who's really enjoyed those, you get to actually see them looking like the characters from the covers, like the characters from the statues in action.
Exactly. I think it's really cool. I kudos to DC for hearing the fan outcry that they liked it and wanted it. So
Yeah.
very, very cool there. Moving on, JLA Gods and Monsters #1. This is a miniseries that's hitting. I believe it's 3 or 4 issues that's hitting from DC Comics, obviously. And this is a prequel series taking place before the JLA Gods and Monsters movie, animated movie that we've seen and heard about, and I've mentioned to you many times. But this takes a look at Jackson Alpert and his immortal forever people as they show up on Earth, claiming to be able to cause the next wave of evolution for humanity. And this is what brings together this version of Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, because they're asking the question, is Jackson Alpert and these forever people, are they here to save Earth, or are they here to conquer it? So we get to find out with this series.
That's cool. Here's an interesting one. I didn't see this in this. I glanced over it. I didn't see it in the solicitations here. But we've got Boy One, #1 from IDW. And this series, it's set in the near future. And it takes a look at this young boy's troubled heir to what is a genetic engineering company, and he begins to explore and look at the mysterious, murky past of this company. And as he is looking into this, he discovers that he is the catalyst for the next, I guess, evolution of, I don't know, Earth, humans, whatever, with it. So genetic engineering, evolution, I guess another dystopian future. We love dystopian futures here in comic books. So we get a little bit of all of that in this series. I'm guessing a miniseries? I don't know.
Sure, it's IDW.
I don't know. Yeah, it could be anything. They're a bit like Image in that they will say one thing or the other thing, or just go with it.
Exactly. Keep it rolling if it's going. That's awesome. Speaking of Image, we have Beauty #1 hitting the shelf this week from Jeremy Haun, who is writing and doing all the artwork as well for this Image creator-owned series hitting. And Jeremy Haun's been around doing all kinds of stuff. Recently did that Wolf Moon series with Cullen Bunn, and done tons of stuff for Top Cow, etc. This takes a look at modern society's obsession with beauty, and takes a look at the possibility that what if there was a way that you could become more and more beautiful with each day, but it was a sexually transmitted disease of some kind. And that this has caught the attention of 2 detectives, Detectives Foster and Vaughn, as they discover that this is happening and it is possible, but they're going to find out what the price is for this to happen in the first place. So we're taking a look at the cost of looking good through the stance of a procedural cop, police officer, procedural sci-fi tale with this new series that Jeremy Haun's putting out through Image Comics.
It would have been cooler if it was Forrester and Vaughn, because then you would know he took the names from Robert Forrester and Robert Vaughn. But anyway, close enough. That's cool. Another Image one, and to me, the one I'm really looking forward to this week is Phonogram The Immaterial Girl #1. I believe this is a 6-issue miniseries by Gillen and McKelvie.
Yep,
and McKelvie's on break from Wicked and Divine. They have the guest artist drawing each issue while he's focusing on this. With it, this volume, this is the 3rd volume in the series. With this volume, we take a look at Emily Astor. We all know her if we've read the other ones, and she's a young girl or a young woman who sold part of her personality to in order to be the leader of this coven of phonomancers. And phonomancers are the people that music, magic kind of thing. It's muddled. Maybe someone can really give us a good explanation for it, because they never really it's not their big worry about talking about what exactly it is.
Okay.
But anyways, the thing is, sold part of her personality, and we know selling personality, souls, all these things, nothing ever bad ever comes from this. So we'll see what happens.
He's been ever since this was announced, guys. Yeah, Randy's been very excited. Yeah, so there we go. Also, last up for the new #1s that we're going to cover here, we have Doctor Who 2015 4 Doctors #1, Titan Comics, hitting the shelf this week. This storyline, I believe this is a miniseries. I believe it's 5-part event there, so 5 issues there. This takes a look at some type of past event that can bring together 3 doctors to fight an unknown foe that is targeting each of them in their incarnations. So we get to take a look at the 10th Doctor with Gabby, the 11th Doctor with Alice, and the 12th Doctor with Clara in this series written by Paul Cornell and illustrated by Neil Edwards. So who could it be? What could it be about? Who is this unknown foe? Yes, very interesting to me.
Who's the 4th Doctor?
That's the question. Could it be? Could it be the War Doctor from that we've seen?
Eggleston?
Could it be? I don't think it'd be him.
Oh,
I don't think it'd be him.
That's a shame.
So guys,
The best Doctor.
Oh, there we go. He threw down the gauntlet, folks. There you go.
That's not a gauntlet. People know that.
Oh, now he wants to keep talking smack. There he goes. That's his opinion, folks.
Yeah.
Oh, so guys, those are tons. There's a few other new number ones hitting the shelf this week. I'm sure your local comic shop might have some copies of them like we are, but these are the ones that we're focusing on. Now we're moving on to some storylines, starting off with Superman, who has 2 Truth tie-ins this week. The first one, Action Comics number 43. This Truth storyline continues as Superman now has to defy the Metropolis police, and he finally faces the threat that's been coming at him from the shadows. And the preview pages that we've seen, it's been very politically engaged with all this police stuff and Superman. I've had a coworker of mine literally come up to, he doesn't read comics or anything, and he's like, "Hey man, what is this all about? Superman fighting the police now?"
Yeah.
And I had to okay, dude, it's not quite like that. So we get to find out even more of that with this week's issue of Action Comics number 43. Also, we have Batman Superman number 23. Lots of folks were very interested in the previous issue where we got to take a look at this new incarnation, this new version of Superman with the new version of Batman. And that continues this week as Superman takes a look at Batman and whether or not this Batman can be trusted. So we get two of those there, guys. 2 true storylines with the new Batman, the different Superman, and moving on there. So on top of that, we've got even more with Secret Wars hitting this week.
Yeah.
We're going to go ahead and start this off. There's been plenty of discussion about Secret Wars having too much veiled reference to Game of Thrones. Now it looks like we got some veiled reference here to a Messiah complex of some kind with Secret Wars number 5 hitting the shelf this week. And all it has to tell us is that Owen Reese has died for our sins. So, what will that be about? Guys, if you don't know, Owen Reese is the Molecule Man. That's who we saw Doom with all the way up through the
Doom and Strange.
Doom and Strange were with him all the way up till this happened. The Secret War event happened. And so we get to find out what happened, hopefully, with Owen Reese here in this issue.
Yes, and now because we have an issue of Secret Wars coming out, that means all the other books that have been waiting for it are coming out too.
Yes.
We have a flood of them this week. A-Force number 3 is out. With this, we see that the A-Force and She-Hulk, they all are taking on the Thor Corps, and it all has to do because She-Hulk has violated the laws of Battleworld.
Oh, snap. Moving on, guys, we have got... what we got here? We got Ghost Racers number 3. The question is, can this all-new Ghost Rider that we see outrace his doomed destiny? Who are we talking about? Robbie Reyes, fugitive, in this 3rd issue of Ghost Racers.
Speaking of Ghost Racers and Ghost Riders, in Inhumans Attilan Rising number 4, Black Bolt is facing interrogation, and it happens to be the same type of interrogation that previously killed a Ghost Rider.
Exactly.
So, will he survive? We'll see, most likely.
Korvac Saga number 3 hits this week out of the frying pan into... That is not correct. That is not the right... thanks a lot, whoever that was that screwed up that copy there. Korvac number 3.
Korvac number 3 is going to deal with... it still has to go on with the disease or something that's spreading from one person to the next person, and they start talking about stars and everything. So
thanks for saving my tail there. So there we go.
Yeah, Master of Kung Fu number 4. That's the final issue of this one. It's Shang-Chi versus Ran Kai. He is the Grand Master of the Iron Fist.
Mrs. Deadpool and the Howling Commandos number 3 hits this week. Shikla and the Howling Commandos travel to Weird World. If this truly is the case, then I think that this is the only other storyline that has involved someone leaving their realm going into another one.
Except for Old Man Logan.
Exactly. That's the only other one that I know about that's doing that. I don't think any of the other series are allowing that to happen.
They've had some mention of some, but I don't know if they've actually crossed over.
So there we go, guys. Battling through their way to the Temple of Manticore. There we go.
Planet Hulk number 4 is Steve Rogers versus a whole lot of Hulks, and we don't know where Devil Dinosaur is. That's about it.
That's it. There we go. Secret Wars 2099, number 4. We get to see Miguel Stone bare his talents for the first time as he takes on the Avengers of 2099 and Alchemax. So we get to find out here what's going on with that.
This is going to be kind of a fan favorite in the Secret Wars Battleworld number 4.
Okay.
Not that we know what Egyptia is. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But you get a Silver Surfer that is from there who is going to have to take on the Maestro. Exactly. So that's going to be a pretty interesting, intense thing. Who is stronger? One that wields the cosmic power, or the old, very evil Maestro Hulk there.
Exactly. So we did get to see Egyptia in that first issue because I did get a chance to read that, and we saw Moon Knight in that one, or this version of Moon Knight.
So it's something totally created for this. It hasn't been mentioned elsewhere beforehand, and they're pulling it into this now.
Not that I'm aware of. I think it's just been like Secret Wars exclusive.
Okay.
But correct me if I'm wrong. I could be very wrong. We get to take a look at Star-Lord and Kitty Pryde, number 2, hitting this week. First issue, we didn't know. We knew we got our Star-Lord, Peter Quill, but we didn't know what Kitty Pryde we were getting.
Well, you did from the cover.
We saw that one, so there we go. I didn't know specifically, but there we go. So
it's a cool one.
So here in this second issue, these two star-crossed lovers, they actually crash land on Battleworld. So we can take a look at what's going on with them as they wage love and secret war with this issue.
And where is she from?
I think she's from Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah. She is.
She is?
Yeah, with the claws.
Thank you. That was a guess, so there we go.
As far as we know, they've been meshed in. I don't know if she's from the Age of Apocalypse that is going on in this storyline.
Okay.
Don't know.
There we
don't
go.
know how she got there. We have finally, we were at the end of all the Secret Wars books here. Years of Future Past number 4 with this one. It is the X-Men versus friends and family alike. And this is all going on as they've had some big revelation about a secret that Kitty Pryde's kept from them. Okay. And they're finally hitting up the last internment camp there for mutants. So big stuff going on with that. And
guys, if you have friends or family asking you questions about these things, I understand it can be confusing because in the past 20 seconds we mentioned 2 different Kitty Prydes.
Yeah.
So just be kind and be nice and say, hey, this is a special story that's going on, and we're seeing different versions of these characters.
And if you're able to,
yes.
If people ask you the question like, "Where's a good place for me to jump in?" You know, you can probably find something here or there for them. But if you want to just give them the easy answer of like, well, you know, in October there are a whole lot of number 1s. You can read this just for fun, but
yes,
in October.
There we go. So in October. So guys, there's your storylines. That's continuing this week. Two Truth Superman storylines, and the rest of the Secret Wars stuff that's coming this week. Now for our favorites. These are the books that we're looking forward to reading. The first things that'll be on top of our stack. Randy, tell me about yours that are hitting this week.
This is another big week for me. Last week was huge. This week is just as big, or just about. First up, we have Harrow County number 4 coming out, and Emmy is going to learn the truth about the evil witch of Harrow County, as well as about her own powers. We also have Descender number 6. This is the whole kit and caboodle right here, where the oldest secret in all of the universe is revealed. And if you read the last issue, holy cow, you probably know what it's talking about, or what it's going to be in reference to, because big things there. Finally, in Starve number 3, we have daughter and father on stage for the first time. Is it the last time? Don't know. They also tell us, pose a question here. Did you know that a market pig has 13 pints of blood? I want to pose this question. Why do we need to know this? Why are you telling us?
In case they want to make some blood pudding.
Oh, gross.
Ooh. That actually is a real thing. And I wasn't aware that until recently. So there we go.
It's a traditional thing served with the British breakfast there, from what I know.
Thank you, Hannibal. There we go.
Oh, thank you, BuzzFeed. Oh, there's a video channel that I watch.
There you go. Some of my favorites hitting this week. Velvet number 11 hits this week. There's been a bit of a, not a hiatus, but there's kind of a delay. But this week you get the second trade hits, as well as issue 11 hits this week as well. And we get to see where she's going from here, because her world got rocked by the end of that issue number 10. People that she was expecting and depending on turned against her. Boom. Moving on with that, because I'm really, really enjoying that. And another one that I'm really digging as well is Injection. Injection number 4 hits this week. And this issue, we go on a manhunt for a Spriggan. Yes! Yes!
Yeah.
Yes!
Planetary's been really good. I mean, Injection's been really good so far.
Call it whatever you want.
It has been really good, but it's very reminiscent of what he was doing with Planetary.
Yeah, and I guess that's I like that feel.
The mixture of science and magic.
Yeah,
that's a very much so Warren Ellis.
So really, like with this third issue, pieces started coming together a bit more.
Yeah,
and then now we get to dive into it even more. So guys, those are some of our favorites. Be sure and tell us your favorites that are hitting this week in the comments below. Several of these other Secret Wars things we're also looking forward to as well. And guys, you know what time it is. We're about to dive into our question of the week.
Bedtime, I'm yawning.
I know, this guy. But before that, the winner from last week, Brandon Nelms. Thank you, sir. Love the comment. Love the suggestions. So keep it up, guys. Leave us and to qualify for our weekly giveaway, you just have to be a subscriber and leave a comment down below. So, guys, this week I just got in from out of town. Had a special trip that that my family and I made. A little family vacation. Went to a city
far
outside
away.
Of here, about 6 hours away from here. I'm not gonna. There's a reason why I'm saying that. You'll know here soon enough. So whenever I go visit different cities, I love to go check out some of the other comic shops in the area. Usually I get a day to. Usually one day out of my vacation time is spent where I can go see several of them, or at least a good morning of it sometime. Went and saw 3 different comic shops. And I gotta be honest with you guys. I've been here in Louisiana for many years now. I've been a patron of Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games for many years now. And I gotta be honest with you, sometimes when I walk into a shop, I'm like, the guys, the patrons at Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games, they have it made. Because if I don't understand how some of the shops that I walk into are even, the doors even open. It's just some of it's just a mess. There's been several of them, not just in the city that I've visited, but in recently visited, but in previous ones in the past, where you walk in and you're like, really? You're gonna have that hanging up there? Or, you know, there's this, there's that. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. So I'm not gonna beat up anymore, which I really wasn't trying to beat up anybody now, but I want to talk about comic shops with you. And just because you're watching our video, if you're a local, we hope that we are your favorite comic shop. We kind of pretty much are the only comic shop in the area, but it's not something that we take for granted. It's not something that we feel is owed to us, because Chris, the owner, as well as in recent years, along with Randy working here full time, have worked very hard to give the customers of this area here in Shreveport, as well as in Texarkana, great stores to go to for comics,
Chase
cards,
and Dell
and
up
games.
there.
Chase and Dell up there in Texarkana. Everybody has worked hard. There's been major renovations that have happened in the past 2 years alone, with the help of Randy here at the comic shop, helping just take it to the next level. So guys, what I really want to know is what are some of your best comic shop experiences? What we really want to know is like what has made you, if you have a local comic shop, what has made you stick with them for as long as you have up to this point? What you want to add to that, Randy?
That's a good thing to ask there, and yeah, my philosophy is that your comic shop is kind of who you're married to, and if you go out of town, don't go to another comic shop in town. Don't have your mistress in town. Wait till you go out of town to see what else is out there. And if you're like Chris and you wait to do this, a lot of time, and it's not just Chris, Skip, I've had plenty of people. Guys, I can name, and I'm not going to because you may be from one, or you may be from one of the cities there. I can name at least 6 states off the top of my head that people have, in just the last summer to the previous summer, come in and told us, like, I was here and I saw this and it was really disappointing to me, or it made me appreciate what we have going on here. And so, you know, sometimes the grass is really greener right here where you're at, not over there on the other side. You go out of town and you're like, oh, so what are you doing? Oh, goodness. it's a man underneath there. Kind of exactly. You're shocked. You weren't expecting what you walked into. So yeah, I'm curious. Like, what is it about your shop? What do they cater towards your needs? Are your needs just comic needs? Are you you know? Because I've seen shops. Diamond will run the different spotlights where they'll talk about. There are shops that have not just board gaming and role playing, but actual video games within the shop. I've seen shops that have musical instruments. I've seen shops that focus more. They have a big wrestling community. I've seen shops that have that do coins, that do all different sorts of things, which is kind of maybe what their interest is.
Right.
And I don't know if it's what the customers' interest
exactly.
is. And that's the thing. Do what makes you happy. But sometimes, that's not going to be it. People can walk into Excalibur Comics in Shreveport and they'll find a selection. It's not huge, but a selection of sports cards. Mm-hmm. If you go to our Texarkana shop, there are none. Because that is not anything that anybody has interest in there, and it's kind of a dead market. Yeah. So we're just interested, with what is it that has kept you coming back there, or referring people to there, or that has made you appreciate your shop more.
Yes. Good point. Very good point. Yeah, I mean, I've been to some of these shops in some cities where they're like nominated for awards and stuff.
Yeah.
And some of them I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can understand why this shop is. And then I've been to two of them that I'm like, really? This is what's been nominated? But like I said, we're not here to bash. We just really want to know because it's an eye-opening experience. Especially when you're accustomed to something for so long, you get a chance to go and see something else that's the same thing. For those who are listening, I did air quotes there. But there you go. Tell us about it.
This is a chance for people mention where your shop is, even where people, when they go into those towns, when they move there, they will know, or they can visit and see what it is and just get that experience for themselves, so that they're not going to the one that's down the street that if they had talked to you first, you would have gone, no, what are you doing?
Exactly. Avoid at all costs.
Yeah, danger, Will Robinson.
So guys, there you go. That's our question of the week. Tell us about your comic book shop experience. What one you go to, why you've kept going there. Tell us some of your favorites as well. Tell us about your comic shop experience down below. A random comment. Sometimes I look and see if it's a good comment or whatever, but someone's going to win a giveaway with the comment down below.
Throws the dart at the name.
Exactly. Love you all equally. What can I say? So guys, thanks to all of our new subscribers again. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. If you haven't given us a thumbs up yet, go ahead and give us a thumbs up down below. We really appreciate the help and the sharing on social media. And go ahead and subscribe. If you haven't already, go ahead and do it. You want to at this point. So guys, that's it for this week. Anything else to add, sir?
Think we're good.
All right then, guys. We are Excalibur Comics, Cards, and Games here in Shreveport, Louisiana, as well as in Texarkana, Texas. And you can always find out what's going on with us at our website, ExcaliburCCG.com. Don't forget, we do have our own custom t-shirts and exclusive variant cover for Red Sonja Conan #1 available that you can pick up. Free shipping on the comic book and the shirt available on our site. Go ahead and grab you some swag. You'll enjoy it. So until next time, take care. Read some great comics. Leave us a great comment down below, and we will see you in our next video. Bye-bye.